Hello, for the Sacred Heart Church community project, I made the Futuristic Community Center extension. To begin community, we were tasked with analyzing a precedent. My precedent was a wake room and cemetery in Austria. Some of the key aspects were the way it was implemented into the site, with the stone on the outside, which was pre-existing on the site, and with the wood, which kind of relates back to Austria and its forest. And on the inside, you feel spiritual connection with the way it's very minimalistic with no distractions. Its use of clear story and illumination of the wood help with that spiritual connection, as well as their connection with the heavens. We were also tasked with making a programming chart. My mission for the church was to create oneness and celebrate it in worship, education, and service. So with goal 1, I wanted to enhance youth interaction and to create oneness within the youth. And I kind of wanted to do this with implementation of youth sports and better daylighting in spaces like classrooms where the youth are learning about their religion, as well as like in meeting rooms with the community, just to enhance the quality of spaces. The second goal was to enhance the connectivity of the building and the proposed building with the existing, the parking lots, circulation, and the connection with the surrounding community. I kind of wanted to do this with, for the building aspect of connection of that, kind of by directly connecting the buildings with a skywalk. So teachers and students that are going to class after Mass have a covered connection to the new classrooms. On the site, the addition of a larger building comes with more parking needs. I added a couple more parking spots than prior on the site. One issue with the church was mass sizes. So I was thinking that the church could add more mass times to spread out the quantity of people in masses. And so with the vehicular circulation, I wanted to add more exits and entries, as well as a one-way, which would help flow cars in one direction into parking spots or even off the site so that they could find parking elsewhere. And then to connect with the community, I wanted to create openness with windows, areas to view outwards onto the site, as well as the community being able to look inwards into the building and kind of create that connection there. The third goal was to improve the infrastructure. I kind of want to do this by providing a variety of classroom and meeting spaces for the community and students and the church, as well as providing better circulation between the two buildings with this covered skywalk, and just better air quality in circulation spaces. So looking at the site is surrounded by 3 different streets: Locust, Summit, and Pacific. It's also surrounded on 3 sides by housing, whether it's a single person housing or multi-story, multi-family housing. To the east, there is Washington Park. It's beautiful. And that is, Washington Park is one of the views outward from the site, but then also coming inward is the existing chapel, which looks like a Hispanic architecturally styled church. Oh, also, the utility lines come from the alley to the west of the site. And yeah. So for my design, I tried to emulate Peter Eisenman in the way he is able to provide a interpreted design based on a city, or like a park, for an example, and like making points or making it a destination that connects with the city. So I tried doing that by looking at Midtown's city blocks and kind of looking at the shape of the city blocks, their orientation of the city blocks, and the location of them. And my design partee is directly taken into my massing, my idealistic massing for my design. Blue representing blue in the partee, red, etc. So then kind of going into the massing and my idealistic, they kind of view, it kind of shows the key features I want to implement into my design later. So first one is circulation. The circulation is like a central hub, allowing for disbursement of people to both wings or like both ends of the current mass. And then the next one is wings, which kind of provides more space to be utilized for the church and community. And the fourth one is entry. People aren't going to enter on a corner of a building, so you kind of need to chop that off and plan it out. But then also it's centrally located. The building kind of emphasizes it in its form. The fifth one is skylight. So just like the Preston study, I want to bring in light from above to kind of help with daylighting in general, like that, and like making the building more spiritually connected. The fifth one is fire stairs. Safety is definitely a priority, and I kind of want to celebrate it by making it look aesthetically pleasing in the building design. Porches, my seventh one is kind of denoting like spaces on the building that are exterior, like that are directly outside of the building, and allow you to is like a gathering space for people, friends and family, as well as looking outwards into the community and kind of just interaction there. Structure is more of an aesthetic feature, kind of showing like, it will show like the voids taken out from the building, as well as where the building started and like kind of moved outwards. And I feel like it will be the structural aesthetic of it will be very pleasing. So looking at the site plan now, the main things you can kind of take away from it are the parking lot, and the 3 connections to streets. The 2 on the eastern side are entries and exits, while the northwest one is just an exit. It will kind of help with the flow off of the out of the parking lot. So as I said earlier, the parking lot has a couple more parking spots. In the middle, going above the parking lot, is the covered skywalk so that the community can go from the chapel to where the skywalk begins into the new proposed building to teach. So now we look at the floor plans. On the first floor, I wanted to make it very public and have public amenities to it. So there are meeting spaces, meeting rooms, and on this floor is the gymnasium for the youth sports and basketball program, along with storage and locker rooms to go along with that. And then more of an infrastructural manner, I added offices. Sacred Heart is in need of more office space, and so I wanted to provide 5 more office spaces there. On the second floor is more private, allowing for classrooms to be uninterrupted, but then also give good views outwards. And I also provide 1 more like flex space, which could be a meeting room or a classroom in the future. Also, on the south of the second floor, you can see where the covered skywalk connects to the second floor, and kind of how it gives a direct connection for the students and teachers coming from Mass directly to their classrooms on that floor. These are two diagrams looking at the furniture layout of the floor plans, possible furniture layout, and a public-private diagram. As I was saying, the first floor is mainly public, except for the offices, which are probably going to be used daily for workers at Sacred Heart. Then the second floor is more private, and it's two wings for classrooms, as well as a public aspect back towards the gym, where there's a catwalk for parents or friends of players to watch the game. So this elevation helps illustrate how the buildings connect, the ribbon windows that are used to give transparency, as well with the kind of like color aesthetic that I'm trying to emulate from the chapel of Sacred Heart, and the cross, which kind of helps to say what this campus is all about. It's all about God. This elevation, you can see two porches, skylights, the secondary entrance into the building, and again, ribbon windows. This section, you can see the breezeway in the middle, and how the second floor is hovering, allowing for it to become a breezeway where air can move up and down and create better ventilation in the building. And then looking at the gym, you can see the catwalk for people to view games from the second floor, and how the room is lit up through these ribbon windows and clear story. Again, you can see the clear story in this one for the gym. More windows on the western facade. All the western facade windows, even for the skywalk connection, have vertical louvers on them to help with heat gain. And so kind of looking at the gym, you can see how just like in the other section, how the court is emphasized in the Mass, and how it's the court area is the only thing that is allowed directly up into the skylight, just to provide emphasis on that for the room. One more thing I want to mention is the way the colors of the rooms are laid out. The colors are meant to organize different room types, and to kind of show the diversity of the church and the So this is a building systems diagram. I kind of point out the vertical louvers on the left side, along with daylighting coming from the west and east. Some of the ventilation in the allowed with these clear story windows, as well as the breezeway and how it goes between first and second floor. And so we kind of get into the material aspect of it. To the left is the current Sacred Heart Church, the chapel. It has a Hispanic architectural aesthetic to it. And so I kind of wanted to take from that kind of architecture by using Adobe brick and stucco in my proposed buildings design. So these are 4 axonometric views, kind of to give you a better understanding of what the site would look like rendered, how car flow would be. And then here's some perspectives. I have a couple slides of these. Kind of just to look at them is, but when you look at them, is look at the color and how it relates back to the chapel. I really enjoy the cross. It kind of tells the community what this place is all about. And in the top right, you can see through the skywalk windows of the louvers that I was talking about. Again, more perspectives. Bottom left is the secondary entrance on the north, more of a community entrance into the site, into the building and onto the site. There's a porch on top, so another exterior porch for people to go out and connect and look out to the community. Then in the bottom right, you can definitely see how I wanted to reach out to the community in the building form and kind of interact with them. So these are two what I would consider interior perspectives. On the left, it is exterior, but it's on the on a porch I made. It shows how you can view the site in total, along with the church, as that is one of the main views for it. And then the second one on the right is one in the breezeway. Kind of how it provides a connection, a look out to the park as well as the church to the east, with also a view to the west. And that is all.